Who can tell me what is the first step of the writing process? How do we begin?
Getting your ideas.
Technology is kind of the centerpiece of what we do.
I think you should put quotation marks. Yeah.
It's what helps the Common Core come to life. Does everybody know what criteria they're supposed to meet? We have a rubric that's guiding your project.
The Common Core talks a lot about embedding technology in digital media, where students can present and communicate using digital tools.
It's showing the part where Siddhartha is just being born.
We're doing a lab on cellular respiration, so we're measuring how much CO2 is being emitted by these crickets.
You take photos, and how are you going to combine those photos?
It's the direction the whole world is going, and certainly for young people that we're trying to bring to proficiency as citizens, it's a necessary component.
And now you're putting it all together with a combination of text, images, music, and you're making a film production to kind of demonstrate once again for me what you've learned.
There's been a huge transformation implementing the Chromebooks and Common Core standard, and I've seen a transformation in classroom management, in student engagement, and it's reinvigorated the teachers as well.
So there's sites online where you can actually upload your photos, and then it'll create an animated GIF for you.
All of these new resources just make for a captivating world and rich learning experience for the students. Indeed, a much more effective learning environment for them.
An important component in preparation for a one-to-one rollout is that people understand what it really means to have Chromebooks in the hands of every student in a classroom or in a whole school site. We want to make sure that our infrastructure is in place. Our network is robust enough to handle 30, 35 wireless devices in one classroom, and the same in the next classroom and the one down there as well.
You take photos, and how are you going to combine those photos?
We also want to make sure that we have the support that teachers need, both in technical support, but also the ability for teachers to understand the different ways of instructing utilizing technology.
What are some images that you feel like are really important to the China unit? And then how could a student annotate that, give extra information?
So we're using the SAMR model to implement professional development for the teachers, and that includes helping teachers understand that when you're integrating technology, it's just not substituting a physical task for the technology. For example, taking a worksheet and making it a digital copy.
You created this from scratch, but it's kind of a traditional lab report, except for everything's digital. And then you're also going to include some other multimedia resources, right?
But then they go into augmentation and have the ability to augment what the instruction is with the use of the technology. From augmentation, they move into modification. So they're really modifying the way the curriculum is taught, utilizing the technology.
There's just so much more engaging curriculum, from interactive websites to deliver content, using YouTube videos with some of the plugins where they have to answer questions before they can move forward in the video.
Be a release of CO2, and it'll tell us like how much is being released, and it'll graph it for us.
It's way easier now that everything's online. We get to watch videos, see PowerPoints on our Chromebooks. Even if the teacher's demonstrating it on their own computer, we're still able to see it and look back at it later when we're doing our homework as well.
You should put a comma in the beginning where it said it was 1947, comma.
One of the Common Core standards involves writing narratives. Students are using their Chromebooks to go through the entire writing process.
You put a capital and you need to put a lowercase.
And then I think the most exciting part for my students is they're actually publishing.
And we go over the kid blog and post it there.
Redefining the learning task can include using a Google Doc where students can collaborate with another group of students, not in their physical vicinity, but actually across the globe. That really is redefining learning with technology.
You guys are required to know the life and teachings of the Buddha in the way that we decided as a class that you would demonstrate what you learned is by creating a comic strip of his life.
At all of our one-to-one school sites, we implement a teacher on special assignment that is full-time and is there for all the teachers to work with on professional development, so teachers can see modeling of instruction happening with technology where it's truly integrated.
And then you can share it just by posting your link into your Google Classroom. You could easily share it with your students.
So the teachers feel that initial fear of using technology and having stuff break in the middle of the lesson is gone because they've got someone there who can walk them through it.
A key component to the successful one-to-one is leadership, and that starts certainly with your superintendent and the principal at the school site.
By also stating all of the disasters that were going to happen, I stated and said, these are all probably going to happen. You're right, but we can still do this. Let's still move forward because the positives are going to outweigh the negatives by, a million to one.
Pictures are worth 1,000 words, and so they are welcome in both your procedure and your results.
The role of the teacher has shifted from content expert to now learning expert. The Chromebooks, students have access to this information and their content anytime, anywhere, preparing them for college and career readiness.
Pues lo que he notado más es que ellos hacen sus cosas como con más entusiasmo, con más alegría, porque dicen, ok, voy a hacer rápido mi tarea y tenemos más tiempo para más cosas.
Okay, so we use graphs and it's way easier with them because you can align them, and the computer helps you a lot. For calculators, you can use them for square roots, and in English it helps a lot because it's easier to type than write. It helps us as students too to be more connected. I think we all are excited because it's something new we want to explore.
We're using Google Drive, and before we started, I created a document for the fish lab.
And the teacher's not necessarily up there delivering the curriculum. The curriculum is through the technology. It's not about the technology. The technology is the catalyst, the resource used. That's exciting.
There's this democratization of learning where barriers that used to exist between kids from low socioeconomic communities are being removed. Incorporating the Chromebooks into the learning and teaching that we do has been completely transformative.
When you give students the respect and the trust that will facilitate them to have the confidence to be digital citizens, they'll rise to the challenge. It does definitely decrease the digital divide.
We do have an increase in how they're doing on tests. There's evidence. You can see it in their writing. You can see it in the projects that they're doing.
I was really, really impressed, Eric. I thought you met all 5 of your criteria. They are engaged like I've never seen them before. Technology and Common Core, technology and the 21st century learning environment go hand in hand now. I could not imagine ever teaching again without this technology.